Most of the tumours that we see in mice are mammary tumours.
Yep.
So they're essentially breast cancers.
Right.
The only hope, I guess, that she has is if we can get in there and get around the back of that tumour and take it off.
Yep.
But really not kill her in the process.
Yeah.
Back at the Bondi clinic, a devoted dad is waiting for Chris to examine his 12-year-old daughter's pet mouse, Pinot.
He's about a year old. My daughter's pride and joy. She's a bit distraught about it at the moment.
In just 36 hours, an ugly tumour has engulfed Pinot's body.
David and Pinot.
Hi.
You're David.
Yeah.
Where's Pinot?
Pinot's in here.
All right. Of course Pinot's in there.
Yeah.
Hey, Pinot.
Something, a little tumour.
Okay, come on through and we'll have a look.
Yeah, lovely.
Most of the tumours that we see in mice are mammary tumours.
Yep.
So they're essentially breast cancers.
Right.
Mice are used in human medical research to grow tumours so we can actually study how cancers behave and the best way to treat them. But unfortunately, some of those genes have got into pet mice.
Daughter Elliot has given Dad strict instructions that she wants a medical update from Chris as soon as possible.
The only hope, I guess, that she has is if we can get in there and get around the back of that tumour and take it off.
Yep.
But really not kill her in the process.
Yeah.
If I was to do nothing for little Pinot right now, this tumour would continue to grow and would kill her. I'm willing to give it a go if you're willing to let me.
Yep, sure, yeah.
What is one person's vermin is the absolute centre of this little girl's universe. And really, if they make an appointment, then we'll see them. Around here, it's all creatures great and very small. Laura? Mm-hmm. It's not lunch. It's a mouse.
A mouse. Oh my God.
This is Pinot.
Pinot's being prepped for surgery to remove a cancerous tumour. Another few days and it would have killed the pet mouse.
It's a big day.
If that lump was unattractive before, I've got a bad feeling that once the fur's gone, it's not going to look any better. With her anaesthetic, this is probably the biggest challenge of all. You don't routinely carry mouse equipment in your average vet hospital, so you do have to make some adjustments. So I've cut a piece of glove out and we're going to put this over the top of the anaesthetic tubing and then tape it in place. That then gives you the bare bones of what's going to be a mouse anaesthetic mask. And you just hope that she's going to like it. It all gets very serious all of a sudden once the clock's ticking like this. She can really only be under anaesthetic for 5-7 minutes. And that's about it. The idea is hopefully just to get in and around it and shell it out like a pea. Just working my way through these blood vessels that are feeding this immense tumour one by one, just trying to crush them as we tear them in the hope they won't bleed anymore. People would think that, hey, it's only just a mouse. But to Elliot, Pinot isn't just a mouse, it's a big part of her life. And you carry that on your shoulders during the whole surgery. So she's been under for about 6 minutes now, so we're right at the end of our window. She's just breathing, just an occasional breath every now and then, and each time she does, you get filled with hope, but then she stops again. It's just awful. Just coming around the back of the tumour now, it's quite tightly adhered to the wall of the chest, which is going to make this difficult to get off.
At the Bondi clinic, Chris is continuing the delicate surgery to remove a massive tumour from a much-loved pet mouse.
Even with so much going on during that surgery, I still had moments to think, geez, there's a little girl at school wondering how her little mouse is getting on. There we go. You can see how close that tumour was to growing into her chest. That's her lung right there and her heart beating behind it. So this is just millimetres away from absolute disaster. The anaesthetic's still going. We've got to find a way to get this skin back together neatly and tidily and not lose her in the process.
With the stitching finished, Pinot should wake up quickly. But as the minutes go by, the tiny mouse is not regaining consciousness.
It's all right, hey, it's fine. You don't need to stress. There's a little girl waiting to see you. Yeah, she's at school right now, thinking about you. You got to come around for her. Hey. I'd say you look like a drowned rat, but that's just not really appropriate for you, is it?
Pinot might have survived the surgery, but there's still a huge fight ahead.
To remove something like that would be a decent operation in a Labrador. We're talking about a mouse that weighs maybe 40 grams, 50 grams, and that's got to be 10 or 20 right there. She'd be going through a lot of shock right now. She's really just lost close to half the blood in her body. At the moment you can see she's hunched over, breathing deeply, just trying to force that blood around her body to satisfy the needs of her brain and all the different organs, because they'd be screaming out for blood, but the blood just ain't there. She's half the mouse she used to be. Get you looking good. I don't like the brush.
Little Pinot's recovering after Chris removed her massive tumour. The pet mouse nearly died on the operating table after a huge loss of blood.
To nearly being dead in the surgery to all of a sudden being alive and full of energy, it's quite a transformation.
She's now ready to go home to Elliot.
I think it's time for some home delivery. How are you?
Good, thank you.
I've got someone to see you here.
Oh, Pinot.
So she's no longer a full-bodied Pinot. She is...
Pinot Light.
She is Pinot Light. I've got to tell you, I don't want to freak you out, but she came pretty close to the edge.
Oh, gosh.
In a pretty bad way. That came out of her. It's pretty amazing that...
Oh, yuck. I could not rest my head if she had died. It would be so sad. I kept on thinking about it, and then occasionally I felt like crying.
If you'd have told me that my biggest achievement this week would have been saving a tiny mouse, then I probably would have laughed. But after meeting Elliot, it does feel like a huge accomplishment.
Thank you so much.
That's okay. You obviously love her so much, so the least I could do was give her a chance.
Yes.
I'm glad it worked out. See you, little buddy.
If you guys loved that video, great. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel below. That way.